Alberto, I mean, give me a rough idea of your history, because you were development at Filmax, and you literally had a great part in actually setting up the Fantastic Factory, which Brian Usner was doing for.
Yeah.
So take me through that whole thing and how you became involved in the film industry.
Okay, I'm from Italy, as you know. Then I moved to Spain because of love. I met my wife in Turin. She was from Spain, so I moved to Spain. I tried to find a job in Seville, but I didn't find a job. And then I discovered that Filmax, Fantastic Factory, Filmax launched a horror branch in Barcelona. Horror was my first love. So I did everything to enter in Filmax. And I managed to enter as stagiaire in the development department. And then I stayed there during 12 years. So I evolved from development executive up to executive producer. I started to work with Brian Usner at the beginning. Then when Brian Usner left, I stayed there, and I've been involved in the development of the movies of Jaume Balagueró, Paco Plaza, Daniel Monson, and Brad Anderson. And 4 or 5 years ago, I left my position at Filmax and I launched my own production company because I'm very brave. And kamikaze also.
I mean, what did you learn? I mean, was Filmax a good place to learn the business?
It was possibly the best place in Europe, or at least in continental Europe. You know, in Italy there was an option to work on a horror production company. At the beginning of the Fantastic Factory, they used to produce 4 to 5 horror flicks per year. 2 or 3 in English language, coordinated by Brian Usner, and other 2 or 3 in Spanish language.
I mean, FrightFest has a history with you, because I mean, you know, like The Last Days with the Pastor Brothers and everything. We love that, and you know, you do some quality productions, I think.
Yeah, The Last Days has been our first production with our label Rebellion Terrestre, and we are very proud of it because it was a Spanish science fiction movie, not just an horror. No, it's not horror. Actually, it's a science fiction. We had the opportunity to recreate a apocalyptic Barcelona. You had the opportunity to do that with London, but we never did something like that in Spain. So it was an opportunity, and I'm very proud of this movie.
So was it always in the plan to actually turn to directing?
Yeah, when I was 10 year old, I wrote in a work at school. What are you do? What do you want to do?
When you grow up?
When you grow up, and I said horror director, or veterinarian, or vet. So, but now I'm 42 and and I managed to direct a horror movie. So I'm very
So
happy.
when did the opportunity actually come that you could do it? I mean, I can understand, you know, how did that actually present itself?
Okay, when I joined Filmax, I discovered a new job. It was development executive and story editor, and I really liked that job. Then I really liked the job of executive producing, that was development and looking for the financing. And when I left my position at Filmax, I started to work as writer in Spain, as a script writer. And when I left my position, I also thought, okay, let's try to come back to the origin of the reason why I'm here, why I'm working in this field. So I tried to direct a movie that was Sleep-Tight. Actually, it was meant to direct.
You were meant to direct Sleep-Tight?
Yes, and Jaume to produce it. But when Jaume read it, he told me, okay, he told me, I'm going to do whatever you want, but if you allow me direct this one, I would be really grateful. And I said, I had a conversation with him. I liked his vision, and I understood that he could do a better movie than myself. Yes, because of his vision, his value in the market. And we had an agreement, okay, you're going to direct the movie, but my football team, that is Juventus, is going to appear in the movie. And actually, the nightgown of the protagonist of Clara as the logo of the Juventus. So I'm happy with this.
But you actually gave Jama then the chance to do his best film, because I still think Sleep Tight is his best
I
film.
don't know if it is the best film. I'm very fond of his first film, that is The Nameless. I had nothing to do with this, but I really loved that movie. I love Rec 1, the first one, and I say that I have an appreciation to, or I like also Darkness or Fragile, because I've been involved in it.
Yeah, sure.
And Mientras Duermes, Sleep Tight possibly is the most mature movie directed by John Mavropanos.
Okay. Sure. So, shifting into summer camp.
Yeah.
So clearly, this is like a real commercial title. That's what you needed. You thought you had to do a real
Yes,
commercial
he said, okay.
enterprise.
It was difficult for me to find the financing for a weird thriller. So I thought, okay, let's do a clear horror, commercial horror movie, controlled budget, clear concept with an original idea or a strong element. And that's how we came out with Summer Camp. And Summer Camp has a very clear concept. It's the story of 4 young American counselors who go to Europe to teach English to local children in summer camp. And once there, they one by one they suffer a strange rage-inducing infection that turns them into uncontrolled being. This is the concept, very clear, already seen. But then we have the original element, that is that this infection is temporary. So we have a game in which the pursuers and the pursued change continuously their role. I don't know if we are the only movie in which absolutely all characters play the role of the good guys and the bad guys, antagonist and protagonist.
This from the title, you really are led to believe it's like a Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Which is what I went in thinking it was. And then, of course, you throw in the wreck side of it, and then it sort of like completely transforms it into something else.
Yeah, that was the idea also to give the idea of another slasher. The title itself reminds to titles such as Friday 13, Sleepaway Camp or Piranha, but then evolved into something different. Actually, the real references for summer camp are Rec or Evil Dead, for instance, more than Friday the 13th. This is my opinion.
No, but sure. So I mean, okay, so take us through a few logistics. I mean, how long did it take you to film it? Did you find it easy? The fact that it was your first film. I mean, was it a nightmare? Was it
To me, it was the most enjoyable and happiest work experience of my life. I had a lot of fun directing this movie, working on the direction. Then the post-production process has been tough, but I would repeat with no doubt the experience. In my career has been the best experience.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and my hope is that the audience would have the same good time watching
This is the
movie.
first time anyone really outside of like Cannes will have seen it, so it's a case of it'd be interesting to
I'm
judge
really
the reaction.
intrigued by to see the reaction of audience, because I've been in market screenings, but the audience is different. So.
And what about the actors? Where'd you get them from? I mean, they've never, not really heard of any of them really. So.
Oh, okay. The movie has a budget, has a controlled budget, and the actors are.
The concept's the star,
concept,
not the actors.
Yes. That's it. So we had 3 American actors, and we did a selection through a cast director in Los Angeles. One of the producers, Peter Safran, helped me a lot in the selection process, and I consider that I've been very, very lucky, because Diego Boneta, Mayara Walsh, and Jocelyn Danaway did a wonderful job. They create absolutely no problem, and they gave me a lot. Jocelyn Danaway was the only one I asked for, because I was in love of The House of the Devil, and that's why I asked her to come to the casting. And then I had the opportunity to discover Diego Boneta and Mayara Walsh, that are really great. And Andrés Belencoso is a Spanish actor, and he joined the project at the last moment, and I'm very happy with him. He's a top model actually, but he's moving into acting, and he did a great job.
So I mean, so you say it was a really good experience, but so you really the shooting was very went smoothly.
Smoothly. The only that were basically two problems: that we had to shoot in winter, and we had to pretend that it was summer.
Right.
It was a little problem for the actors, and the other very big problem was my English. At the end of the shooting, the Spanish of the American actors improved a lot.
So what's the plan now? What are you going to do next then? You're going on?
My idea is to go on. I don't want to shoot tomorrow because I want to find the right project, but I would like to continue directing. Let's see what happens with summer camp. Let's see what are the reaction of the audience.
But no, listen. So well, great. Let's see how the reaction is today. And I'm so glad you brought it over, but and that we're showing it.
Thank you, and thanks for this opportunity.
Oh.
We start today, and it's a dream of 30 years, during the last 30 years, and now I had the opportunity to show a horror movie directed by myself.